sure that our community get a part of this development. A lot been going on in the city that we have not been equitably a part of. These are the people with executive power that can make it happen. They ain't got to get no, it's not a legislative body where they got to get 4 votes and they all got to build a coalition. They ain't got to build no coalition. They have a lot of power. So make sure, panel, that you understand that, panel. I know you do. So let's start off. We're going to start off with Mr. Topher Morrison, opening statement. It's on you, sir.
All right. Good morning, everybody. My name is Topher Morrison. I'm running for Mayor of Tampa. It's a pleasure to be here. Whoop. I'm a small business owner. 98% of the economy in Tampa, Florida is controlled by small business owners. I think it's time we have a small business owner in office, and there's a reason for that. If you look at the problems that we're facing right now, the one word that keeps popping up that people talk about all the time is impossible. Are we ever going to get transportation? Oh, that seems impossible. Are we ever going to get city council and county commissioners to work together as a team? Oh, it seems impossible. That's why we need a small business owner, because small business owners do the impossible every single day. Yep. Yeah, we're not intimidated by obstacles. We're not intimidated by objections. We do the impossible every day. I'm running on 3 main things. I'm running on transportation, creating a really cool world-renowned identity, and social justice, and I look forward to sharing with you guys more ideas about that. Thank you so much for letting me be here today.
Good morning. Thank you for having us today. I'm really thrilled to be here. My name is Cohen. I've been on the Tampa City Council for the last 7 years. And during that time, I have accomplished a lot that I think is of interest to everyone in this room. I am not a show horse, I am a workhorse. I am somebody who goes to work every day looking for ways to make this city better. And when I say make it better, I mean make the whole city better. Because we know that not everybody experiences Tampa the same way. That in fact, the rising tide needs to lift all boats. And that means that we have to have a robust affordable housing program in the city of Tampa. We have to have infrastructure that will support the growth that we know is taking place in this community. And we have to be a respectful society that treats everyone fairly and that applies the laws fairly.
I encourage everybody to take it on. This is the age of social media. Thank God for social media. I want everybody to be live streaming right now. Hashtag candidate roll call. All right, live stream right now. We want to see this camera. All right.
Hashtag 10 conversations.
10 conversations. All right, they'll correct me. I'm new with this social media. I'm doing my best. All right, so we have the panel. Don't give me no long drawn out question. I want you to hit and quit it, panel. Give me a 30-second question. Let me do this. 30 seconds. I didn't even have to use the whole 30 seconds. 30 seconds to ask your questions, okay? And you're going to have 45 seconds to answer. My timekeeper, Ashley, this is the part when I really need you, girl. Okay? Let's start with, come out of the gate with Russ for Us. Where?
Lost.
Russ for Us.
Russ is still out there.
Still out there. All right. You got that right. All right, let's go with Stanley.
Connie first.
Stanley, let me run this.
I got it. I have a 3-part question. No, it's going to be on 30 seconds.
Let's go.
My 3-part question is that under the mayor administration, there's been a Hispanic liaison that's a paid position, but the African American one is a volunteer position. What are you going to do to change that? Plus, my other question is that when it comes to TPD, the Hispanics, the gays also have liaison, but the African American edition does not. What are you guys going to change about that?
Loaded question. All right, let's roll.
We got a live stream going.
Live stream, we're going to, let's go to Mr. Morrison first.
Okay, yeah, cool, no problem. So the first part, Hispanics paid, the African American is not. That's real simple. I'd like to have both of them be volunteers. We got a tight budget. We got to hunker down. Let's get more volunteers, active people in the community that are doing it because they want to, not because they're compensated for it. What's part 2?
Part 2 is that as well as the TPD, those also Hispanics and the gays also have one, but the African American does not.
It's a no-brainer. You have to have one. It's a no-brainer. So but I'd rather have these be volunteer positions more than paid positions.
All right, time. Take note of that, committee. Mr. Harris?
I think that the most important thing when it comes to diversity in the departments of the city is having African American leadership at the top. I think that it's not not about having a liaison. It's about having someone that's actually there making decisions, that is a part of the leadership team and that is available to the community, and that the community knows can talk to the mayor any time of the day or night about something that's going on. I just want to say though, in terms of employment generally, you know, I spent 13 years as the chief deputy to Pat Frank.
Let's go to Mona.
So my question is for Harry, since you're already in office. I like the fact that you say you want African Americans at the top, but it is particularly that we have an African American that's just not going to be sign off on everything you say, a yes man, as we usually have in the African American community might be, not you. And another question. So you're already on the board, and you see, and I'm talking about District 5 only. You see how District 5 East Tampa looks. We have no fair housing. What are you doing, or what have you done to try, and have you worked with Frank Reddick to help District 5?
So there's a lot of questions there, and I'm going to try to answer as quickly as I can. Did I work with Frank Reddick to help District 5? Absolutely. Williams Park Pool, Skaden Pool, those were initiatives that took all of us to make happen. I took the editor of the editorial board at the editorial page of the Times to seek a Skaden Pool myself because I wanted to make the case that it was so important. I also was the person that introduced decriminalization of marijuana in the city of Tampa, and I did so in order to get...
Can we go back to affordable housing? Give him another minute on affordable housing, because we are desperately needing affordable housing.
Okay, I'm going to get back to that another time. Let's talk about affordable housing very quickly. First of all, I'm going to put out a robust affordable housing plan as part of my platform running for mayor, and it involves actually getting rid of city-owned properties that right now we're responsible to maintain, giving them to the community so that people can get in them, live in them, pay taxes on them, and become part of the tax base. Number two,
affordable, we mean $50,000, $60,000, $70,000, not $180,000.
So the other thing is I just made a motion, as you know, the other day to talk about container housing and small square footage housing and relaxing the codes to allow that type of housing option to people who want to own property in the city, and this would make it affordable for them. So that's two major initiatives that I see putting on the table immediately. The container one, the small square footage one, it'll happen now.
All right, good. Now, do I get a minute 35?
That was important, the housing. Brother, it's important in our community.
I'd like to
If you
talk
don't know
about
that
that.
it's important in our community,
Yep.
you better know.
I'd like to talk about that. All right. Do I get to talk about it?
It's only fair.
Only fair.
This is not going to change no more. Okay, this is
Go ahead,
it.
Jarvis.
We get 60.
All right, 60, cool. I want to address, first off, having an African American at the top that can call the mayor at any time. That's great, but I'd like to say this. I'd like to have any African American, any Hispanic American, any American able to call the mayor at any time. So just show up at the dog park. I'm there every night. Now, with regard to affordable housing, there's a difference between definitions. When citizens think of affordable housing, it's a different definition than the government. The government thinks of a blighted part of town that they can put people into and say, we've made it affordable. I don't think that's very inspiring. Nobody ever grows up saying, my goal is to live in affordable housing. What I'd rather do is pay people a fair wage so they can live anywhere they want.
Let's go to the next panel member, Sister Connie.
Okay. Family, real quick, if they're not here, they didn't want to be here. To my question, I believe in restorative justice. 60% of the city budget is spent on law enforcement. And as it relates to the African community, I mean incarceration, probation, house arrest, going up the road and coming home. Tell me how you would restructure that.
Hold the question. Let's go to
Okay, well, so I talked for a minute earlier about the marijuana initiative, and that was an example of something concrete that I did on city council. Made the motion and spearheaded the effort to decriminalize small amounts of marijuana in the city. Why? because disproportionately, people of color, people of low income were being incarcerated in large numbers for these crimes and having the rest of their life basically ruined or affected by having that record and having to spend their family's money dealing with the consequences of it. And so that's an example of doing something that can actually make a difference.
All right. That doesn't happen. Let's just legalize marijuana. Yep. More people die from alcohol than they do from marijuana. I don't smoke it, but I don't care if people do. Secondly, I think people's records should be expunged, and they don't have to have that stupid box that they tick when they're applying for a job. That kills people. If you've done your time, you've served it, you should have a clean record. I don't need a minute.
We got rid of the box. The city council got rid of the box.
I want the community to take note of the candidates that didn't come. This is very important. They didn't think enough for you to come. We know they got schedules and all that, but we reached out to all of them, especially some of these candidates who were talking about the front runners already.
He mentioned their names.
Well, I mentioned their names, they're not here.
Not mentioning their names.
I'm not talking about it. Y'all know, y'all about it. Y'all know.
Just remember our names.